Hey BeerTube, Ryan back here with another beer review. Today I have Alpine Beer Company's Alpine Ale. This is one of their flagship beers. Probably something you're not going to be able to find outside of the county or even the state for that matter. But anyway, they're located out in the eastern part, kind of hills slash mountains of San Diego out in Alpine. Not a whole lot going on out there, to be honest. They're pretty far away from where I'm located in San Diego. But this week they finally opened their brew pub, so maybe I'll have a reason for finally going down to the brewery and checking them out. But I'm taking a look at their Alpine Ale. They describe it as representing everything a good, well-balanced pale ale should be. Malty but not too sweet, refreshing but not too bitter, full-bodied but not too heavy, lively but not over-carbonated. A clean, everyday beer that leaves the palate begging for more. So let's check out this beer and see if it fits the description they have. So it's pouring a very light color. I'm thinking that maybe this is more of an American style ale, maybe something more akin to Sierra Nevada Pale Ale or maybe the Dale's Pale Ale, but we'll find out. Color wise, this is a very clear golden color, white head on it. Carbonation seems to be on the low side. Let's give it a smell. Not a whole lot of hops, very malty. Yeah, definitely some bready smells coming from the beer. Not a lot of hops, so I'm guessing maybe they didn't use a whole lot of late boil additions or even dry hopping on this beer. It's probably mostly bittering hops used. So let's give it a taste. Yeah, there's definitely some hops in that. I'm guessing they probably stuck with just a straight early edition hops to the boil. For those of you who haven't home brewed, the longer that you boil the hops, the more bitterness they add to the beer, and they lose a lot of the taste and aroma aspects that you get from them if you add them in later in the process. So this beer is very balanced. And you get some of the malts up front. It's got a bready, biscuity kind of malt content going on, and then about halfway through the tongue, the hops kick in, give it a nice clean bitterness, and it kind of fades out and finishes fairly dry. You do get a little bready notes coming through at the end, a little bit of just straight bitterness, not a whole lot of hop flavors coming through in the beer. So I forgot to mention this beer is 5.5% alcohol by volume, so it falls within the category of an American Pale Ale. It's perhaps slightly higher ABV than your typical British bitter or session ale that they have over there. After a few more drinks, I'm getting a little more sweetness coming through at the back end. Some of those that biscuity bready notes have a little more sweetness as it slightly warms up. You're still getting the bitterness on the back end, and look at the lacing on that. It's leaving some very nice lacing on the side of the glass. Always a good sign for a beer. So compared to something like a Sierra Nevada, this one, I know it's hard to believe with Alpine since they're known for their IPAs, but it definitely lacks the hop characteristics you'll find in the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. It's maybe a little more along the lines of Oscar Blues' Dale's Pale Ale, except to me it's a little more medium bodied than Dale's. Dale's is definitely a bit on the lighter mouthfeel than this one. This one's got a little more sweetness to it. Although it does finish on the dry side, there is a touch of sweetness in there. So overall, I'd say the beer lives up to what they said on the bottle. However, I am a little disappointed in the amount of hops they have in it. I thought there'd be maybe a little more, you know, West Coast style. I think Sierra Nevada, that type of pale ale. So I'll have to give it a C+. I think it's an average craft beer. It's slightly higher than average, but not quite into the B minus, you know, above average range. I wouldn't seek this out. They make some better beers, which I will be getting to, like the Nelson, the pure hoppiness. I did a written review on Duets, if you want to check that one out, on beergeeknation.com. Not a bad beer by any means, very sessionable, good summer beer. Although I give it a C+, I have to say this is one of those beers that you can get for your friends that are not into craft brews. I mean, this is a great beer to get them away from the macro lagers and all that other swill that is out there. This is a very solid, this is what a lot of people would say, a beer that tastes like beer. There's nothing completely special about it, but it's a very solid pale ale, and hopefully can convert those that don't drink craft beers into the craft beer scene and expand their horizons. So that's it for today. Take it easy, guys. Cheers.